Yeah, right. So let's do it. So I'm going to talk to this live stream as if there is someone watching because I'm going to convert it into a normal video later. So I have an environment which has the OBM set up, and I have a CDF set up with COSO capabilities and Bvd. And using some essentials training that I created, I will be using the same materials to actually integrate the two environments. So on my second screen, I'll just have the procedure that you're going to see unfold over here on the screen. And just so you know, it is based, my procedure, my own procedure, it's based on official documentation with some extra sparkling, nice screenshots that I add to it. So basically, it's as vanilla as it can get. Right, and this is my environment. The environment has OBM, so let's log into OBM anyways. And of course, I'm using my trusty password that is applicable to all my test environments, but they cannot be accessed from outside. So in case you will wonder at some point, Alexei, why are you exposing the passwords? That's because I'm not really worried that you are able to use them in any way, or any hacker or anybody on the site. Just the environments are completely internal. All right, so this is my OBM. And this is my Kubernetes cluster. As you see, it's completely running. Everything is up except for data collector broker thing, which is something that I don't really care about because apparently the new COSO, I didn't find any uses for it. Probably it can be fixed by getting some certificate exchange, but we're not going to do it. Right, so I'll close the worker connection because it's not going to be useful, and I'll go and open an OBM SSH. And meanwhile, I'll go and start configuring Bvd integration first. Yeah, let's do Bvd first. Why Bvd first? Because I'm going to use the main FQDN of the master node in order to have Bvd. But also, I think that if I'll go to administration, connected servers, I have an old Bvd working over here. So the certificates need to be replaced and the key need to be replaced. So to do so, we'll go to our Bvd. It's going to be master.item.com/bvd, something like that. And please fill in the HTTPS for me. No, it's not possible. Nah. Okay. HTTPS:// All right. Master.com. Accept the certificate. I'm not going to do SSO integration between the products. In the past, I was doing that a lot, but I don't really see the point anymore. Why is it zoomed in like this? All right, so it's going to be admin, my trusty password. And it kicks it out. Of course, it kicks it out. So, yeah, it's fine. That's fine. I'll just go ahead and I'll take the API key, generate new. You know what? I don't want to. I wish there was a possibility to set it to whatever I want, but yeah, there is not. So let's go with this. Log in again. And hopefully I don't need to deal with certificates because that's gonna be bummer. All right, here's the new API key, and we're going to say view certificate, and I'm going to say replace, connect and import from server, confirm, and it was imported successfully. So now we'll run a test. Let's run a test. It works. It works. All right. Well, yeah, that's good. Okay, so Bvd was pretty much easy. Let me verify my documentation here. Yeah, it's as easy as that. All right, fantastic. So next thing would be a lot harder, a lot more harder. So that's going to be the COSO, right? So we'll start with the easy bit. We'll go to the infrastructure settings, and we're just gonna fill in the URLs so OBM would know where is the COSO that it should be looking at. And here you find out that, well, you can use only one URL. So basically, if you have backup servers or something, they should be load balanced. And I don't have those. So for example, if my COSO goes down, yeah, it's gonna die. Yeah. Okay, so I see that it has the old URLs and old ports, so I just need to verify that they are matching, and they're completely not matching. So let me show an example of what I mean. So here are the URLs that should be, and here are the URLs that exist. So the version, the 2020-10 version, 2020-11 version of COSO on CDF has very different URLs. And well, not very different URLs, but different ports. So definitely I need to change that. So I'll just do that, starting with the first one. So just copy from here. Oh, come on. I'll just copy from here, right? And click replace and save. I really love this HTML5 interface. Yeah, it wasn't as good 2 years ago with all of the Flash interface, or it wasn't even Flash, but it was something else. The material design was different, right? So there we have it. There we have it. This is our this is our new URLs, which is fine. Now I'm going to connect to the SSH for OBM, and I'm going to extract the CA CRT using the obcert command. And basically, it's just obcert export trusted. Then we're going to just specify the file that we're going to use. And I'll use the scp command to copy the CA-CRT that I created into the master. So, right. So it's not going to be as clean experiment as you would expect it to be on your environment if you're using a new environment, because my OBM was upgraded and it used to have integration with previous CDF. And the new CDF is just not upgraded, it's just a completely new one. So some of the things that I'm going to do probably would not work on the first attempt, and I'll have to throw in some additional comments. But hopefully it will still work. For example, the Bvd Replacement Certificate, that was super nice. Previously, in some other version, there was no possibility to replace existing certificate. And it was unpleasant because you needed to dig into the CA store, just delete certificates according to aliases, and it just was very messy. So I hope when I integrate COSO, it wouldn't be the problem with the current OBM. I really hope. Okay, so I need to install the Wget tool. I could use curl -o. However, what would be the point, right? Right. And the mirror this doesn't work. Why is that? Okay. Okay. Crap. Okay. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that this way, because apparently there is some task that already runs on the YAM, and I don't really want to deal with that right now. So if I remember correctly, if I'll take this and do curl -o -k like this, and then I'll specify temp integration zip, maybe it would work. Double slash. Maybe it would work, I'm not really sure. Okay, received something, ll tmp. What did I do? I have no idea what I did. Okay, maybe I don't need to specify the name of the file. Okay, ll tmp. No, I already hate this. Okay, there's going to be another way. So I'm going to download this I'm going to download this, and I'll just bring it into the thing. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that, but I don't want to fix my YAM problems during this procedure, it just would be improper and completely irrelevant. The procedure is as long as it is. Okay, so that's going to be one. Then I'm going to actually go to TMP. And here in downloads, I'll just take the integration tools and drop them here. All right, that's about it. Okay, then I'm going to, okay, should it be in, okay, cdtmp. And now I'll just unzip it and go inside the directory. Okay, so this is the suite integration tools. And this is a very, very funny thing. You're gonna see that it's actually a set of scripts that when you run it, create another set of scripts to be used for all integration purposes on both of your servers. So it's really neat. It's also, when you try to look at it for the first time, it's kind of weird because, you see in a second, it's just, it's something else. It's completely something else and new, and I have no idea why it's stuck like this, but yeah, let's let it run. Right, but then I'll run the get suite files, and it will create a set of files in a folder, but it also zips the folder, so the contents of the folder could be copied to OBM server, which is really nice. I have no idea what it's doing. What are you doing? And this one is still stuck, and this one is still unzipping. And that's like super small thing. What is it? It's like 6 kilo. It's 6 kilobytes. All right, I don't know what it's doing. Done. All right. Okay, we're still in TMP, so we go to integration tools and we list the contents. And yeah, there it is. So we need to run this script over here. Notice the contents of the folder as it is right now. We run it, and according to the current setup, it would just go fetch some details, do some stuff for us, and create a bunch of very nice, useful scripts, right? So there we have it. Okay, now well, and as you see, it created OBM integration files folder, but it also created the OBM integration files zip. Okay, so I'm going to send the zip to the OBM server already now. Sent. Okay, and then I'll need to go into the OBM integration files. Let's see the contents of this thing. And there's actually a lot of things that we need to do over here, but it's going to be back and forth between the master and OBM servers, right? So the first command is going to be run this ideal config sh. Over the namespace ops bridge, right? So if you ever installed 2010 version, it's going to be, for you, it's going to be ops bridge -helm, but I prefer to keep it ops bridge because, or ops b, because it's just easier on the fingers when you need to type a lot of kubectl commands, right? And then it's going to use one of the default charts that I set the, well, this is where it's located in my master node, so I already preset the path, but it's just the Obsbridge switch chart that you download from whatever you use. And then we're going to specify the CA cert from OBM to use, and it's going to restart the pods. So I'm going to do it like this, and now it's going to perform the Helm upgrade. Let's give it let's see how it looks like. All right. So let's see, there it goes, performing Helm upgrade. Not too fast, but that's okay. We don't want fast, but we want solid, right? Okay. And there we go, there we have it. Below on the installation summary, installed components, reporting, event analytics, embedded Vertica, that's the database that it was used, and then the configuration. Basically all of those nice things, and then it deletes a bunch of pods because now when they're reconfigured, it needs to run those pods with the new settings. So we're gonna wait for that. In the meanwhile, we can go to OBM and actually extract the files. that we copied previously, right? So that's the integration tools and everything else. Okay, so here are the same files that we have on the master node, right? Yeah, and we're gonna use them. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to wait for all of those pods to come up, right? Okay, so now it deleted those pods, and we want to CQ CTL get pods minus nOps b. You see how easy it is? nOps b, and that's it. You're done. And we are waiting for all of those nice pods to initialize till the very end. And to do so, we can just run the same command and then add --watch. There are two ways to watch it, right? But this one would list all of the changes as a new line below. So we're just waiting for it. Publish content administration job. It's initializing. This one we ignore safely. Let's see if we have other ones, like 1 out of 2. 0 out of 2, 2 out of 2. Yeah, so this is the only one. And it's been up for 93 seconds. So just want to make sure that it's completely up. Let's see. All right, still waiting for something. I'm not really sure for what. All right, and the administration is 1 out of 2 over here. Yeah, maybe it's waiting for it. Okay, so the administration, you see that's a new line. It's now running. So probably this one can actually start running as well once it will be relevant, right? Okay. I'm not sure what's the quality of this live stream feature. I hope it's better than, I hope it's similar to my upload qualities. Otherwise, you would be looking at a blurred screen of a lot of pods in really small font, which is not really good, especially on mobile device, right? You can actually remediate that. You can fix that. This one's doing, yeah, the YAM is still stuck. We don't care. Okay, so this one is running and this one is still in init phase. What else was deleted, right? Deleted 4 pods. So it was DI receiver, DI administration, data access, and pulsar proxy. All right, so right, DI, where's the pulsar proxy? DI receiver, it's running. Okay, let's run this command again. I just hate waiting. Okay, oh, it actually is running, but we missed that. All right. So 1 out of 2, 2 out of 2. Okay, it looks ready to me, right? Looks ready. Yeah, cool. So now I go to OBM and I run this. What's going on? Oh, yeah, I'll show you. And I'll run this script with the CA cert that it actually extracted from the master node. Right. Okay. Okay, and it's going to say that it actually exists in one form or another. Okay, already installed, but it actually lists just too many of those. Okay, certificate is already installed. The import was... So I'm a little bit concerned about this one, to be honest. I think that probably I should have removed all of those certificates before I ran this script. So I'm going to attempt that. So it's going to be, what was it? Find, no, I know what it's going to be, like this, cat OPR config IDL. And here it would mention, what is the, where's the script that it's running to import? Secret import, yeah, integration. Okay, import trusted file. Yeah, so it's obcert. It's using obcert. Yeah. Or are we going to trust it? You know what? Let's trust it. Let's trust it as it is. It said that it kind of okay with it, and now it's gonna be import successful, or maybe something. I don't know. So now we will configure reporting. So we're running a content manager, which would just import the one of the event integration packages that we brought with us from the master node. Okay, and basically it's just import it, and I'm not sure how long it takes. I'm not sure how long it takes to import it, but in the meanwhile, we'll modify the hosts file. So it would have a simulated redirection to the master node. The problem is this. Let me show you the problem in the live setting. When you go to the integration connected to the connected servers, right? Each of the connected servers has a URL, an FQDN, but you can use this FQDN only once, just once. That's it. All right. So if I have a Bvd and COSO connected servers and they're hosted on the same master, I cannot actually point my OBM into it and say, well, that's the same thing. It wouldn't allow it for me to do. But there is a workaround. So your certificates, your SSL certificates on the other side, they include a list of self-identification, right? Or the ways that you can approach it, and it would say, yeah, it's me, right? So usually it would be if I go to the master node and I'll use this URL in a browser, the handshake would say, oh yeah, that's me, and I'm able to communicate with you. But for example, if you're using IP instead of FQDN, in some situations, the certificate just wouldn't have this information, the self-identification to self-identify as a IP address as well. And it will say, well, I'm rejecting your SSL handshake. It cannot be done, right? So the certificate on masternode, the main certificate, the CA certificate, actually includes several entries. And one of them is, of course, the masteritem.com, but also it includes the following entry. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Let me copy it from here. I'm copying it from here. Yeah. It includes this item, DI receiver SVC. So if you reach out to it somehow using this string, it says, oh, yeah, that's included in my SSL settings. So that everything works for me. Everything is cool, right? And I just use the host file locally on a master node. So actually, I need to do it on OBM. Why am I doing it here? This has been done on OBM. Sorry. Right. So when OBA reaches out to it this way, cancel. Exit no. Right. Okay, OBM is done. Operation successful. So now I'm going to nano etc hosts, not hists, hosts. Right. Okay, and now it actually already has it, right? Is it similar item DI receiver SVC? Yeah, actually I already have it from previous integration, which is nice. Yeah, so I already have it, so I can skip. Okay, let's go back to connected servers, and we'll go to COSO data lake. This is the previous one that was integrated. And as you see, this is the address, right? Item DI receiver SVC. However, the certificate is not right. Probably it wouldn't work, right? So yeah, it's going to be COSO data lake forwarding script. Call 0% adapter, and this is not relevant, but the port needs to change to 3001. Okay, then we import the certificate, what I'm actually going to say to replace it. If I have the button to press. Where's my button? Oh, come on. Yeah, I see that before. I've seen it before. Just click on that again. Okay, cannot connect and import. Confirm certificate. Actually, okay. That is relatively nice. I was expecting to say that, well, you have it already. All right. So let me see that everything else is fine over here. And I'm going to run the test. And please. Oh, it worked. It worked. All right. Okay. I'm going to click save. And now I'll go to automation and event forwarding. So here's a little interesting thing. You have the alias, which is already part of the configuration for event forwarding, right? But for some reason, the official documentation says instead of using the alias, which is like the same thing, just use the connector server directly. Now you'll see what I mean. So I delete the alias because it's redundant. Oh, it cannot really delete it because it's used in a policy. Great. So I go to automation, I go to event forwarding, and we get a new HTML5 based UI over here. Okay, and oh, this rule is already, this rule is active, it already forwards to data lake alias, which is wrong alias. So I'm going to modify it, and I'm going to choose, oh, come on, alias, right? I'm going to delete the previous one, and I'm going to use the COSO data lake instead of the alias. And let me see if there is anything else I can do or need to do. It's notify, right? No, that's like it is. Just replace the server, click save, and I need to activate it, but it's already active. Okay, so there is no damage in that. Let me see if I can delete the alias now. Let's see. Can I delete the alias? Alias delete. Yes. And I can. Okay, because it's not used anymore. All right, fantastic. So that's our alias. So now we need to test the forwarding. Let's create an event. So I'll go to this folder on my OBM server, and I'll just send the test event. Okay, this is my test event. It's going to be sent in a minute. Come on, send the event. Send the event. Send the event, please. Yeah, it takes like half a minute. In the meanwhile, we will go to workspaces, event perspective. Okay, and we'll see if the event is already here. Let's see. All right, let's clear the filter so it would show all of the events. And there's the test event. All right. So now we need to verify if it was forwarded. So we'll go to more details on the event details. We'll go to forwarding info and we say forwarded. And it didn't fail. So big win. This is the event forwarding. So from now on, all of the events that appear in the event console automatically would be forwarded to COSO, which is nice. Let me acknowledge and close all of those nice events because many of them are just failures of that notify me that event forwarding is not working and remote server or connected server is not available or something. So that's no longer relevant for in this case, right? Okay, so yeah, problem solved. Now let's configure the event analytics. So there's a lot of configuration. So we go to OBM, and event analytics is basically it's the ESM, right? Is it ESM? Everything is confused in my head. So basically, it's the new correlation for events in COSO based on topology and whatnot. So in order to integrate everything, we need to do several steps. And believe it or not, we just finished 1/3 of the procedure. All right. So those are our certificates, and we list all the certificates, and we need to take the alias from OBM server CI certificate and export it into web server root certificate, right? So we use the cert management, and using this alias, we exported another certificate which we need to import into our COSO server later. So I'm going to copy the file from OBM server to the master node, like this. And now I'll go to master, and maybe if I make it bigger for everyone, maybe, you know what, let's go to Footer settings, appearance, change, and I'm going to make the font like 12 points or something. It's not going to be convenient for me because I prefer to stare at a screen on small letters, but to see everything at the same time. But yeah, maybe this is better. I hope it's better. All right. So I'm SSHing to master, and let's see where am I? Pwd. Am I in the run OBM integration files? Right, but I need to be one folder above, right? So it's going to be cd// Okay, and I need to run this copy file to ds container, and I need to use this script. All right. Okay, and that's it. It copied the file into data source registry. By the way, if you think that those are really difficult steps and that's a lot of things to remember, it's not, because in previous integration types, in previous releases, you had to compile all of those commands that go from pod to pod and copy those files. It was unpleasant. So someone did it for us. All right. So now we go to OBM and we create a new user for integration. So I'll go to administration, I'll go to users, and I'll go to users, groups, and roles. And I'm going to say create a new user. Okay, the new user, we'll call him AEC. So there wouldn't be confusion, right? So we're going to be AEC, and the login name is going to be AEC. The name was not important, but the password is going to be just my normal standard password, like I do for everything else, right? And then I'm going to specify that the role is going to be COSO Data Lake Integration User Role. Now, you might ask yourself, hey, I don't have this role, and you'll be completely right, because this role is imported as part of the package that we imported previously with one of the import commands, which imported the packages into OBM, right? So it's really easy like this. Okay, and I'm going to say create user, and that's it. This is the user, right? And now I'll go to the master SSH, and I'm going to actually run a very long command against this call analytics data sources, right? So basically what I'm doing, this is like one long command which was broken down into several lines, but it's just still one command. It says, well, you know what? We're going to end an endpoint named OBM training. The name is just a name. It's my way to identify it later. So if I have multiple data sources, I'll know that OBM training is the OBM server, right? If I have some other place, it will be named differently, but then I specify the address, right? So it's going to be OBM, it's going to be this port 443. The user is going to be AEC, and I think it's going to ask me for a password later, right? But I also specify what certificate file to use in order to have this communication, right? So then it runs and it tries to do it. It tries to ask me for a password, and then I enter the password, And then it says, well, add a new data source. I say, yes, add a new data source. So basically, it registers a new data source that it considers to be legitimate data source for it to get all of those events and send analytics to the server later, right? So basically, we have the receiver and we have the source set up. Fantastic. Okay, and now we need to go ahead and modify the connected server because the current connected server doesn't really think, or it's not configured to work with this particular setting unless it was set up for previous training. But we definitely need to change it because previous training was not using the user AEC, it was using admin, right? So we go and we modify the outgoing connection. We're going to specify the identification. So it's going to be OBM training, so it would know when it reaches out to the AEC functionality that we're actually using the for the OBM training. This is the self-identifying parameter for us, right? And there is no need to do anything with the password at the moment. I'm going to click save. I can actually run the test again, but it would work because it just works. I don't think it verifies this functionality specifically, so when you run the test, it's not that tested the change. Right, so now we'll go to OBM and we actually see if it works. Okay, that's not OBM, this is OBM. So I'll send a sequence of test events that should trigger the correlation. And if the correlation works, then we win. And then we win big time, right? Okay, 2 items sent, and let's see what's going on in our event perspective. Okay, so that's the ability to correlate. Okay, but that's not all of it. There is more to it. Okay, so here's the test end, test start, and let's give it a minute or so to think about correlation. Would it work? Would it not work? Because if it wouldn't, I have no idea how to test it. What to check in order to see if that it worked. The troubleshooting would be a completely new task for me. Hopefully we did everything right and it would work within a couple of minutes. Is there like a refer? Oh, there it is. Oh, I was getting worried. Okay, it works. Great. So this is the event correlation. Now, event correlation from the latest release actually works on topology. So if you have a topology that unifies all of the events and the related CIs, it just creates a more quality to the AEC itself. But we need to set it up. And we need to do so, we need to actually go and get the package for topology forwarding to and deploy it on our OBM, right? So basically, I'll go to marketplace. Yes, I know. But yeah, we go to marketplace where everything is, and I need to sign in first. So let me do that. My name is my last name, Shocker. And then it would just log in on my username and password. Yeah, just log in, please. Log in already. And we will download the package. Yes. Did it? Yeah, there it is. So I download the, oh no, is it the correct version? Is it the correct version? UT content 2020 11. Yeah, 2020 11. Yes. UT content track 2020 05. Why is it 2020 05? Okay, I need to verify the documentation. Oh, come on. This is not, this is weird for me. Okay, verify processation task, configure event analytics, configure event, forwarding event from containers to VM. That's really weird. So content pack is actually UD 2011. All right. Okay, I made a big mistake in my documentation, but yeah, so I need to download the latest one. I accept and let it download. All right. As you see, the procedure is not very fast, but that's fine. That's fine. 2011. Yeah, it's the one that I need to download. So I updated the procedure. Okay, so my students wouldn't fail later. Believe it or not, there are actually live people that go over this documentation. So if they find a bug, I fix it. But if I find the bug, then I don't need to worry as much, right? Okay, so this is the UD, and I need to transfer it to what server? To OBM, and this is actually master. So I'm going to open the WinSCP file transfer, and I'm going to drop this UD thing. Where is it? Here. I'm going to drop it into the root folder. Yeah, not bad, 19 megabytes per second. Okay, let it finish. So this is going to be a very long step, so we'll cut the stream before that because it just works, right? But the import action, just importing the thing, it's just what it takes like 15 minutes or something. So we're not going to wait for it eventually, but we'll go all the way until that point, right? So the files are copied. I'm going here, and there it is. So I'll unzip the UD content. Okay, it's like half a gig. So we need to wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, there it is. And unfortunately, we need to unzip it once more because it just had a zip file inside the zip file. Um, yeah, but now we have the content back. Okay, and now we need to, once it's done, we will move the content pack, the one that was part of the content folder over here, CP 2011, we'll move it to the UCMDB content packs locally, right? This is the local RTSM storage. So when we move it, it becomes available for us to be deployed on the server. So do I have the local client over here? No. So we go to our OBM once more, administration, and we go to RTSM and we say download local client for Windows. So it's going to be what, 100 megabytes now, 92 megabytes these days. Fantastic. Okay, there it is. Verifying the download. Oh, come on, just be done with it. Okay, and I'm going to extract it into its own corresponding folder. So this is the UCMDB interface. I could go there from the browser, from Internet Explorer, but what would be the point? The local client works just fine. And now I must say that the Access VM is a little bit slow for me today, right? That's like not fast at all. Not fast at all. All right, we go inside. We start the local client. And I'm going to replace this one. I'm going to edit this one because it's changed. obmitem.com. No, it actually has the same settings, so I just need to modify the label then. I'm going to say 2020-10. All right, fantastic. Double click, again with admin, and wait for it to load. So far, so good. Right, so this is a Java interface, right? And it's Java client because the size of that thing is like a full product, right? You cannot just transfer it in one day to HTML5. Although it was already done for UCMDB, but we're not going to deal with that variation using the browser because probably importing packages is not one of those GUIs that was modified or renewed. So we have to stick with Java for now. All right, and it's not fast at all. Just wonder why. Let's see the resources on that machine. Let's see performance, CPU, memory. Oh, we had only 6 gigs of memory. And probably a colleague of mine is there. No, it's all me. It's all me. It's slow because it's slow. Well, what can you do? Right, let's see what occupies most memory. All right, there's our client. It will probably say, well, the most of the CPU is consumed by you checking the task manager. All right, so here's the UCMDB, and we are waiting for it to load the GUI. Maybe because this is the first time on this version, it just takes a lot of time to load everything. Or maybe because it's Java and it's slow and needs to go. All right. Oh, Vladislav, sorry. Hey, I'm live stream recording this, so it would become a video later. Okay. In all of my years on YouTube, streaming stuff, this is the first time anyone anywhere wrote a comment to the live stream. Thank you. All right. So let's see. Corrupt. Java is slow. Okay. Look for the jar. Come on. You think that's when it loads that the slowness ends? Unfortunately not. And we're gonna see it in a second. Right. Just to recap what we did, we imported the content pack for data forwarding and everything into the local RTSM file storage, but now we need to deploy it on itself, right? So copying the file is not enough. You need to deploy it, and yeah, this task takes a lot of time. But where's my GUI? Come on. Come on. It still says loading UCMDB. It never was that slow. Just never was. Right. Okay, something moved. Yeah, well, this is just a good case for why Java is obsolete. Because it's just, it's irritating. Come on. Maybe if I resize it. No, just kidding. Wouldn't do anything to it. I never seen it working so slowly. It's just torture. Maybe I should have used the Internet Explorer variation of this. What is it doing? Right. It's actually not doing anything. It just doesn't. It's just, right? It's a lot of resources. So you know what? In parallel, I'll open Internet Explorer and try it from there because it's torture. This thing is torture. Come on, something. Okay, my whole access VM is slow. Oh, no! Thank you. God damn it. Yeah, I need to put like extra 6 gigs of RAM on that machine. It's actually intended to be used by 4 users simultaneously, and they were complaining that it was slow. Now I believe them. So yeah, okay. So while it was loading the interface, now it's loading the interface once more. I don't know. Okay, so we go to administration and we click on package manager and we wait some more for this nice thing for Java that says, you know what, I'm loading. Come on, come on. Okay, cool. So let's click on the installed content pack button and wait some more. Come on. Oh man. I don't even get the spinning animation at the moment. That's sick. That is sick. Come on. Maybe if I click away, it would think that I'm going to do something to it and it would just start reacting, right? Okay, install content pack. I don't know why it's slow, because when I wrote the procedure, it was just normal. Maybe I need to restart those machines once in a while. Okay, what did I do? What did I do? You know what? Let me try it from here. Right. So https://obm itom.com. In the meanwhile, yeah, nothing changed. Yeah. So probably I'll be able to log in and open the UCMDB client in the browser and it will load faster. Like this. Continue to the website. Oh, come on. That's just really bad. Okay. No, thank you. No, I don't like all of those security things that you want to push on me. Internet Explorer. Come on. You know, it makes me wonder if I close this. Yeah, close this. Actually need to kill it. Right, so Zulu platform, you're done. Go away. And this one also. Yes. Okay, so let's try it from here. Admin. See, Internet Explorer remembers the password without me needing to register with Microsoft to do so. Chrome is just, just doesn't let you do it. Okay. So there we have a slow browser slowly opening OBM. Stop. Okay. No, we're good. More or less. Okay. Administration, RTSM administration. And we'll go to, what was it? Administration package manager. Yes. Directly. Let's see if it works. It would probably fail. Just because. Just because. Right. So many of you have a question probably, which says, Alexei, now when you set it all up, how the hell are you going to clone everything into training and make it work again when you boot it up? And the question is answered simply, I have no idea. But this is what I'll have to do to see if it works. And if it doesn't, I'll have to roll back and find some ways around it, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a thing. Oh, come on, this one is slow too. Now that is just unpleasant. This is unpleasant. Doesn't matter how you look at it. Not good. Okay, let's give it another try. Yeah, I hate Java. Bad Java. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Now this one is hanging. Okay, admin, helium, continue. Okay, let's see what happens when you run it for a second time. Is it faster? Okay. So Internet Explorer says, "Oh no, don't open the other guy." Okay. Yeah, good. So let's see. This is the APM, and this is the CMDB. Okay, which Java is faster? Okay, no, we've seen that already. This guy already did it before. Just interesting. Let's see. Okay, which one? Which one is it? Which one is it? This is the client. All right. Click the button. Okay, and it's on Package Manager. All right, click the button. Oh. Okay, I'm not read this. Okay, what's okay, 2020 11 100. Okay, and we hit the install button and backup existing content pack. Should I? Do I really need? I don't need it. Oh yeah, just install. Maybe it will be faster because previously it took like what 15 minutes to install, but maybe it was just backing up. I don't know. Okay, so it's installing everything, and when it will finish, there will be an adapter. So let me show the procedure because if it takes 15 minutes, we're not going to wait all this time. Right. So according to the procedure, to the remainder of the procedure, what I'm going to do, I'll go to data flow management, adapter management, and I'll select the pulsar push adapter. Okay, and I'll modify one of the files to say test connection topic something. And if you ask me what it means, I have no idea because I'm not a USMDB guy. And to me, it looks like I'm changing one thing for another, but only the name has changed. But the documentation says that whatever I change, it's going to be used later in production anyway. So yeah. So I click the save button, and then I'll go and I'll do some more certificate work, basically exporting the CA certificate, and then convert it into all kind of formats. And then I'll just transfer the files to my server, and from my server, I'll just copy the files to the data flow probe. And then in the data flow probe, in the integration point, I'll specify where those files are located. So basically, I'll generate a bunch of certificates. I'll put them on a data flow probe file system, and then I'll configure an integration which says that all those files, they actually sit in some they sit in the C drive of the data flow probe, and then it would just grab them and connect, and everything will be fine. This is what is intended by this procedure. Once this install content pack is finished, and that would constitute a successful integration of the topology between OBM and COSO, right? Eventually, I'll just select the job and run it, and I'll see that the CIs are created in a remote location. That's what it does. This is how it looks like. And yeah, I just don't want to have another 15 minutes of this video recorded with me staring at this and just telling bad jokes. All right, so yeah, I hope you like this thing. Come again for the next one. Here we just captured how to integrate BVD and event correlation in event reporting and topology correlation between OBM and COSO. And in the next video, probably I'm going to cover something else, but also from the essentials frame, probably site scope reintegration after upgrade of OBM or something. All right, see you in the next one. Good.